You can't do a story about Chicago restaurants and the Bear without, of course, coming to Mr. Beef. I mean, that is where this whole story starts. Oh my God, Jeff Morrow!
Sylvia!
The Food Network, the Sandwich King. What are you doing?
I'm doing a Sandwich Kingdom review. What are you doing here? Why are you encroaching on my one thing I have in this town, this godforsaken town, is my sandwich review. That's good beef. They make this in-house. Absolutely, for sure.
The beef?
Thin, look at that.
This is great.
I think I know exactly what cut of beef they're using too.
What?
Probably like eye of round or gooseneck or some form of it. So it's nice, got a good little chew to it.
I was thinking gooseneck.
Hey, you love gooseneck. One thing, it does say that on your LinkedIn profile.
Loves gooseneck.
Loves gooseneck. You can do, out of 6 star points, you can always put a decimal in there. Go to the 100th if you want, I don't care. First, I'm judging this. I'm very anal about beefs.
Okay.
That's on my LinkedIn profile. I'm gonna give it a 5 for a Chicago beef. One of the legends.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this is definitely top 3 in the city.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give it a 5.85 Chicago star points out of 6. What are you doing?
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give it a 6. You know why? Because Mr. Beef welcomed us with open arms to come visit him, and this is one great Italian beef.
They're so good.
Aren't they?
They're so good.
So the Bear is back.
The Bear is back June 25th, okay?
Season 4.
Season 4, and there are so many ties in Chicago to the Bear because obviously it's all based on a Chicago chef whose brother dies. He owns an Italian beef store. His brother is a fine dining chef. He moves back to Chicago to take over the Italian beef place and eventually turns that into a fine dining place. Are you guys into the show at all? Yeah?
I am halfway through season 2.
Oh, it
so
gets
I'm
better.
still behind.
Okay.
I'm still behind, but I'm absolutely loving it. In fact,
Yeah.
the most recent episode I saw was one of the most incredible single episodes
Which
of
one
television.
was it?
It was the one where they flash back to the Christmas and Jamie Lee Curtis, the
Oh my
mom.
gosh, Caitlin, wait
With
till you
the
see
car
that
through
one.
the house. I saw it. It was good.
Okay. That one
The
was
acting.
really deep, wasn't
The
it?
acting,
Yes.
it was
we
so.
could kind of relate to it in a way.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
And
but
as a Chicago foodie, I bet you
Yes.
are just obsessed
Yeah.
with all the
Love-
restaurant
Yeah.
mentions.
love
and-
watching it because so that's what we decided to do. There are so many ties to the Bear. Mr. Beef, of course, is where the whole concept starts. That's the Italian beef store. So Jeff Morrow, I love you. He's so much fun. Jeff does this thing where he goes and you know how Dave Portnoy does the pizza,
Yes.
barstool pizza thing? What Jeff does is he goes to Chicago sandwich shops. He goes in incognito, buys a sandwich, comes back out and tries it and gives it a rating based on the Chicago star method.
I love that,
as he
the
calls it.
6-pointed
Wow.
star.
Yes. So that's what we did. We did that together. But we also went to Ever Restaurant, which is the fine dining restaurant that ever since the Bear started, it's probably been shut down 3 or 4 times for an entire week just so they can shoot the Bear
No
there. So those
way.
scenes, all those scenes.
With the fancy
In the
restaurant.
fancy
fancy restaurant.
I didn't
Yes,
know
that's
that.
at
I thought
Ever
that was
Restaurant.
a set. Okay.
Nope, that
all
was
right.
shot at Ever.
Where is Ever?
Ever is in the West Loop.
Okay.
And we, in addition to visiting Ever, we also went to its sister bar called After. How cute is that?
Ever
Because the
After.
Copenhagen scenes were shot at After. Here's what's cool about
yeah.
Ever. So Ever is fine dining at its best. I'd say it's one of the premier fine dining restaurants in the country, for sure, absolutely. 2 Michelin stars. There's a scene in The Bear where one of the main characters is training to do something, training to learn how to be a fine dining waiter. So Jake and I did this dinner and a movie. We went to Ever Restaurant. Jake polished forks because there's an episode called Forks, okay?
Yes, I remember
So
this
Jake
one.
polished the forks.
Yes.
I was the expediter, so I had to call out the orders. Can I tell you how nerve-wracking that
Oh,
was?
like in real
yeah.
life.
In real life, I'm in the kitchen calling out the orders, mushrooms and caviar, 20 on 23. And I had somebody, it's like your air traffic controller. It is so intense. And after a while, though, I got into a groove, and I was like lamb kebabs, 24 stat, and they're like, Sylvia, that's a medical term. That is not a restaurant
It
term.
works.
Stat.
It works, Sylvia.
Right, but we had so much fun, and there's a scene in The Bear where one of the main characters, because the thing about Ever Restaurant, these fine dining restaurants, when you're sitting and eating, you're not noticing it, but they're not.
They're watching you?
They're watching and they're listening, okay?
Oh.
Because they want to make sure everything is perfect.
Oh my.
So there's a scene in The Bear where the main character is, he's a waiter and he's supplying things to the people who are eating there. And he hears the woman say, "My only regret is since I've been in Chicago, I haven't had a chance to try deep dish pizza." So you then see him like run down the street and he orders a deep dish pizza and he brings it back to this fine dining restaurant. And so the next course, lo and behold, they lay this pizza, which they've made into a beautiful shape because you can't just have.
Yeah.
And the woman got to try her deep dish pizza,
Yeah.
and they're blown away. So I asked Curtis Duffy and Michael Muser from Ever. I'm like, is that something you guys really do? And they said, yes, we do that. We
way.
listen. We pay attention. In fact, if you're left-handed and they're noticing that you're left-handed, this blew my mind. They will come over and give you a left-handed fork. They'll move your stuff over to the side so that it's more comfortable. These subtle nuances. And they said the reason they do this is because this is not a cheap meal and they know it. And so when you come, you should be blown away. You need to leave that restaurant going, wow, what an experience that was.
With the restaurant like Ever, is the menu listed online? Or is this like
Do they
very,
just
very special?
do what they want to do?
Well,
Yeah.
they do. They oftentimes do like a seasonal tasting menu. Some fine dining restaurants, we did one that changes its menu every single day, but that's not the norm. But they'll go through like a seasonal period because it all depends on what's growing, what's fresh,
Right.
what's plentiful. A lot of it depends on the farmers market. So, but Curtis Duffy does this dish that he is very famous for. And he used to work at the Peninsula Hotel years ago. And he does this crab dish, and it comes in this beautiful like V-shaped glass. And there's liquid, and inside that liquid there's some crab and there's some fresh vegetables. But above that liquid there is a hard cover. It almost feels like an ice cover, okay? And in order to eat it, and it's got like a little sweetness to it, you crunch it down and then you mix it all up. It's his like signature dish that he's known for.
Do you know
that
what
he's
it's
done
called?
for you. I can't remember. In fact, I think I asked
is it
him
going to
that.
show? Are you showing that on your show on Tasting Chicago?
So it is you'll see it, I think, in the dinner and the movie segment with Jake and I.
Okay.
So here's what we do for Tasting Chicago. First we go, and I got to talk to you guys about this. We go to Vito and Nick's. Are you familiar with Vito and Nick's? I know you
The
are.
Tavern Pizza.
Tavern style pizza. Caitlin,
I've never had it, by the way. I've just seen it in stories, and I've always.
You've got to go.
Yeah.
So this place, Caitlin, tomorrow they're celebrating 105 years in existence.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So what they're known for, it's a South Side staple. They're known for their super duper thin crust. And I don't know what they do. We do make it. You'll see me trying to make it. I get yelled at by the owner like, you're doing this all wrong. But it's a super thin crust. And when you actually bite into it, it doesn't crumble. It stays. And it is so delicious. And the reason we went there is because when the cast and crew of The Bear are in Chicago, they go to Vito and Nick's to
No
get pizza
way.
to bring it over to the cast and crew.
Wow.
Yeah, and Vito and Nick's is like a no-frills restaurant. You can't make reservations. You have to pay with cash. They do not deliver. If you want their pizza, you have to go to
there,
them, which
yeah.
is probably why you haven't had a chance to try it
One
yet.
Right.
location.
They used to have two, now they have one.
Okay.
Rose is a second generation. They have 4 generations in the kitchen working for them right now. It's
No
such a fun
way.
place. Yes, you know who used to be a huge fan was Mike Flannery and Corey McFerrin. They used to go there all the time.
So it's the crust. What else? Like, is the sauce different?
Well, that's what's so funny. I said to her, I said, what's the secret sauce? She goes, no, it's not the sauce, it's the crust.
It's the crust.
It's the crust. And some people claim that they were one of the first to invent Tavern style, although there's a big debate, and you don't claim to be the first of any kind of pizza thing in Chicago without getting into a fight,
you'll
right?
get into a battle.
Yeah, but so we go to Vito and Nick's first. We celebrate 105 years
How
with them.
fun.
Super
great.
fun. Then we have our dinner and a movie at Ever Restaurant, where Jake and I are actually working at the restaurant. And then we go to After Bar, where we create some cocktails that you can make at home. And then we end it with Jeff Morrow and I at Mr. Beef. And
What a
it's so much
lineup.
fun. And when I was at Mr. Beef, I talked to 2 New Yorkers who had never been, and they were blown away.
From The Bear? That's why they went?
Well, they'd watched The Bear,
Yeah.
and they decided they had to come and try it. And they had never been, they'd never heard of Jardinera, right? And then here's the coolest thing: when I asked the workers at Mr. Beef, what's the most common question you get? Because the lines are long now because of the bear. They say everybody wants to know if Carmy is in the back room. Like, is he
Like
back
he's just
there?
there?
Jeremy Allen White?
Oh, yeah, and they say yes, he
So
is.
this is a
When
really
can we
fun
check out this episode? This sounds
it is
awesome.
Now, it is so much fun. It is now online, fox32chicago.com. It is on our Fox app. You can watch it on YouTube. Super
This
duper
is great,
fun.
I'm
Sylvia.
jealous
Yeah,
of you and
it's
Jake.
a blast.
What a fun
It's a blast.
assignment.
Oh, guess what my next one is? You'll have me back for that.
Okay. What?
We are doing 5 hidden gem patios in Chicago.
Ooh, hidden gem patios.
I was challenged to hit 5 spots in one day, and can I tell you,
Okay.
it was so much fun. And I went to bed
Did you
by
get a lot of
8:15 that
pictures?
night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we shot tons of videos. That's
I
the
bet it's
next
cute.
I
one.
love a good rooftop.
Yeah,
and
I
a
know.
hidden gem.
Yes.
Some hanging
Yeah, because
lights,
there's the marquee
maybe.
Yes.
rooftop.
Wait till
Okay,
you see this one.
Sylvia.
We did it
awesome
in one fell
stuff.
swoop. It's so much fun.
Tasting Chicago,
Yeah.
Sylvia Perez. Everybody
Tasting
can't wait to
hungry.
check out the episode. Now,